Hey there, kitty. I know it's been a rough one lately. Don't worry about it. Well, I guess it's impossible sometimes not to. When it takes all your focus, it's exhausting. And I don't want you to be sad or exhausted. I want the best for my kitty. Just relax. And bury yourself in my arms like this. Let me spoil you a little. You deserve it, you know. And besides, feeling you close like this, it reminds me that I'm not alone. Well, of course I got Coda, but that's not the only kitty who's stolen a piece of my heart. You know, it reminds me of a story. Maybe it's just a little one, but once upon a time, there was a sad guy who didn't really know how to express himself or come across right. And he met this wonderful, one-of-a-kind kitty who changed his life, who made all those insecurities melt away like they never existed in the first place. And, well, let's just say he's very grateful to his kitty. What? Don't like it when I give you head pats? I just thought it suited you, having nice head pats like this, relaxing, enjoying everything. Please, just relax. It's okay. Well, I'm not exactly saying that. But I'm not saying it's not true. Of course. Honestly, through all my own struggles, I see myself a lot in you. Do you ever just feel numb from it all? Do you ever just feel like it's too much? Well, so do I. I stumbled and fell innumerable amount of times, and I got sick of it. It made me feel like I was wanting to give up. I was tempted to. But I learned real quick that wasn't going to be an option if I cared about my dreams. At the time, I didn't really see it. Because when you're sad, it's easy to forget that you have dreams and wants and desires, and that you do want to be happy. You don't want to be a quitter, even if you think you do in the moment. Take out all those angsty moments on me. No, I'm not telling you to beat me up or something. That wouldn't be very much fun for either of us. I'd much rather you express it in a beautiful way. Why don't you make it into a piece of art? Or say it in a poem? It's okay. I'll try my best to read. And even if it hurts, I'll at least know, and then be able to smile with you, proud that you faced yourself if even just a little. The way I see it, that's absolutely the best way to go about it. If you're brave enough to face yourself, then you can start doing something about it. Even if that person you think you hate is staring back, it doesn't matter. Because let's be honest, kitty, I think all that hate is artificial. And it's okay for you to let it out on something That doesn't hurt you. It doesn't make you feel sad because you don't deserve to feel sad. Sure, you're gonna feel sad sometimes, but sadness isn't reserved for you. And maybe I'm terrible with my words, and I don't know how to say it. But I know what it feels like. To feel lonely and empty and hateful. And I want you to know you're not alone. Those angsty feelings, everyone gets them. Well, maybe not everyone. There's probably some goody two-shoes somewhere who doesn't understand it. Maybe they were spoiled, maybe it's a different kind of pain, but everyone knows pain at some point. Rich or poor, anything in between, we're all human. And honestly, I see you as something beyond special. Even through your sickness, how much you've suffered. Kitty, I know what happened. You don't need to hide it from me. Maybe it was wrong of me, but I wanted to know the truth about what's bothering you. So I looked deeper, and I found some things. What probably led you to this? Made you feel like there's no other way. But there is. I swear to you, on everything I am, I would never lie to you. Lying to you would mean lying to myself, because I feel like you're my other half. And even if you don't feel you can love me, listen to my words. That's all I ask, or if you can't even do that, bury yourself in a nice hug. You know what I do when I just can't handle it and I don't have someone to hug? I turn to my stuffed animals and Coda, and I give them a nice hug. Because if you do that, it's not so scary, right? And don't underestimate the power of a stuffed friend. If you ask me, they're every bit as valid and twice as comforting sometimes. They'll listen to you, and maybe even sometimes talk back. Though I figure they talk back in a feeling. Warmth, a coziness when you give them a squeeze. They're kind of like pets and family all wrapped up into one. And honestly, I think it's much the same of how we wish our family was. Oh, I know. It's anything but easy, Kitty. You feel like you're trapped in that house, those four walls that feel like a prison. Those places, maybe the institution, everything, it just adds up to something more painful than you think you can handle. That's why I want you to take it out on me. I want you to make me something as beautiful or horrifying as you see fit. I want to see it, Kitty. You can show it to me. And once it's done, I want to hear from your words how you feel. Or really however you want to do it. And the important thing is to know, even if you don't feel strong enough now, you can always grow. It's what suits you, you know. You're way too amazing for this. I knew you were gonna deny that. But that's also why you gotta have a little belief in this person right here. The little you that wants to be a person too. Don't try and tell me you don't feel that way. I know sometimes you feel less relevant than a grain of sand. You feel like you're dirt. I get that. I do too sometimes. I used to say that everyone else around me was worth so much more than me. And it's easy to get in that mindset. It's hard to get out. But I believe in you. And you can do this if I can. But luckily, give me your hand. Right here. Do you feel this heart that's still beating? Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Let me be there for you so that heart of yours, right here, doesn't stop beating either. It's way too sad. Just let me be selfish. I don't like being sad. I don't think you do either. It's way too suffocating and consuming, and you feel like it's all you can do when you're down. That's why it's okay to cry. Some idiot somewhere said it's weakness to cry, but it's just not true. Crying lets out what you feel. It's honesty. If you cry, it just means you're being true to yourself. And who could ever fault you for that? I mean, Kitty. You know, I love you so much. I just want you to know. No matter how tough it gets, no matter how tempting those sharp objects or bad things are, you can always just give me a hug. Listen to me. You're worth it. All those failures you see are just little things that will polish you into the person you want to be, the one you wish you would be. Because you don't have to wish. Baby, you don't have to wish. You're already that amazing and more, in my eyes. Now we just gotta convince your eyes, right? Just don't steal away that beauty. Don't steal away my kitty. Sure, I'm selfish, but even the thought of losing you, it's very hard, and I want you to feel this deep in your heart where you never thought you could feel ever again. I want this to be your anthem of giving yourself another chance, giving yourself 100 or 1,000,000 chances if you need to. Because you're worth that. You're worth everything. And I'm not good enough with words to know how to say it, but Kitty, won't you try? Try again. And maybe I am selfish. But if it's selfishness that keeps you by my side and healthy, giving yourself a chance to be you, then I'll be as selfish as the devil himself. Because you're worth that. Every single day, you inspire me to pour out my heart and give you absolutely everything I know how. And I've never regretted it, Kitty. I never will. Day in and day out, you inspire me, you make me happy. And I just want to do the same for you. Is it so wrong to want someone who feels like it's too late for them? To understand those failures, everyone does them. And failures are the key to getting to those dreams. And I know dreams seem far away, dreams seem like you could never reach. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to view it as that thing that's beyond you, because you're not beyond help. You just convinced yourself of that after all those times of you getting used to being hurt. Don't get used to it. Don't get numb. At least not to me. If there's people hurting you, you don't always have to stand up to them. That's not what it hurts. You gotta stand up to the piece of yourself that believes they're hurting you for a reason. You gotta stop justifying them. You don't just let them get away with it and say it was your fault. I know what it's like to love and hate someone. You want so badly to love them, but you know that what they do, what they give you isn't love, it's appeasement. And then they take out all their hate on you. It's not fair, it's not nice, it's not good. But you're not alone, and you never will be, Kitty. I'll be by your side to deal with every tough day, every night filled with tears. I'll cry right next to you and give you a chest to bury your tears into. And sure, maybe me not crying would show how tough I am, but I'm not trying to be the toughest man in the world. I'm trying to be the man that gets to you. The one that you can understand is so passionate and so honest in his desire to see his kitty smile from the bottom of their heart. That's the only thing I'm concerned with being. And if that makes me strong, then so be it. But I know I'm strong enough to help you, give you a moment. Even if it's just a breath, where you can feel safe, where you can feel loved. Because Kitty, I'll always protect you. I'll always love you, no matter what. There's no scar too deep that I'd love you less. In fact, I think your scars are beautiful. Maybe it's cliche to say that, but they make you who you are, prove that you survived all those bad things. And even those days you're in a hospital bed, you feel like you can't do anything. Don't you give up on those dreams. You're getting through this, Kitty. And no matter what any doctor tells you, no matter what your parents tell you, no matter what any naysayer or someone who tells you your dreams are out of reach, don't let them make you back down. Don't let them tell you you're worth less. Because you're worth everything to me. You're worth so much more. You're like a diamond. If only you let yourself be forgiven. And you know what? Maybe you can't forgive yourself for all those past times right now. Then let me do it. Look at me. To you who is crying, to you who can't hold in, to you who can't act tough, to the kitty right in front of me who suffers through their house like it's a horrible place like hell, to the kitty laying there desperate for something to continue on, a reason, a purpose, to the kitty who's hungry, hurting, who's sore, both in their heart and in their soul, who's tired, of being let down. To the kitty I see as a reflection of myself. I'm with you. It's okay to cry. Doesn't matter who hears you. Come on. It's okay. You don't have to deal with this all alone anymore. I'll fight for you as long as it takes. Do you understand me? I'm not gonna give up on you. So you can't give up on yourself, okay? Or else it's like you're saying you don't believe in my words, and I understand if it takes time. Just don't be mean to this beautiful, wonderful kitty who deserves pets and hugs instead of yelling matches and pain, instead of bullying, instead of being excluded and lonely. You don't have to, kitty. You don't have to. Because instead of thinking that blade or that escape is the only way, there's another way. And I'll be there with you through it all, so you never have to choose. So you never have to blame yourself anymore. Let me bear it with you. Give me half. And before you know it, you'll be able to look in the mirror and see all that beauty you looked past. All that wonderful self that you never thought was there. But the truth is, I've seen that wonderful self for so long, but I didn't know how to convince you of it. That beautiful person right in front of me, that beautiful kitty, is so far beyond amazing that my passion, I don't even know how to say it sometimes. But look at me, kitty. Look at me. Can you tell? It's because of you that I can smile this big. You inspired me to look in the mirror and say I'm not so bad after all. And then those I'm not so bads turned into I'm a human too, even if they don't think so, even if they just see a villain, even if they just see a broken man. I'm a person too. Doesn't matter what they tell me or think. It's so sad because when people tell you bad things, it eventually sticks with you. But I believe in the opposite too. That's why I'm gonna tell you the good things about you until you understand that it's true. It's not just me saying it. Until you understand. You're wonderful. You've got a beautiful smile. You've got an irresistible way of how you talk and how kind you are to me, how you play with Coda, everything. You're worth it. But you're more than worth it. You're beautiful. Down to every fault. All those faults you think about yourself, they just make you more gorgeous, more cool, more amazing, and more like you. I don't want you to wish to be someone you're not. Wish to be yourself. Whoever that self is in the depths of your heart, that's who I want you to be from now on. It may have tough times, kitty, But you'll make it through because you've got me. We're together. Kitty, you might not think you're strong. And maybe you're not. But who said anything about being strong is the only way to do things? I believe you can do it. You can become strong. And even if it's not what you want, maybe you don't need to be that strong. Because you can always come here and get a recharge. Tell me all about how you're feeling. And just relax. I'm just gonna hold you. And you let it all out, okay? Take as long as you need to. I'm listening. Yeah. It's okay, Kitty. It's okay. You just let it out. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. Doesn't matter if it's difficult. You just let it all out. I'm here. And I'm listening. I think that's one thing I'm pretty darn good at, being a listener. You're strong without even knowing it. All those beautiful things about you, and all those sad things about you, it all comes together to make you perfectly imperfect and the only kitty for me. It's okay for you not to know what's right. It's okay for you not to know what tomorrow brings. It's okay to just be yourself. I love you, kitty. And I always will. These arms will always hold you. Even when you don't feel like you can touch the ground. When it feels so surreal like a dream or a nightmare. I'll be there. And no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, I'll protect you. And I'll be there for even the times when I fail. Everyone fails, everyone has those faults inside, and it's okay. I want you to know I accept them. They only add to how amazing you are in my eyes. I want you to know you'll never, ever be alone as long as I have a say in it. I will protect that smile, and even if you feel it's weak and it won't survive, then you focus on me, okay? You relax. And you let me handle those tough times. Or you vent to me. You tell me how you feel, and you just let it all out, okay, kitty? Trust me. I want your honesty. I want your true feelings. You don't ever have to put on a smile for me. If you feel like crying, then please cry. If you feel like smiling, of course I'll smile too. Because it's contagious, you know. Good things and bad things. That's why they say environment's so important. Sometimes you don't get to pick that. We don't pick who our parents are, who our siblings are, who our friends are, who our bullies are. And that's okay. Because you don't have to face them alone anymore, kitty. I love you. Now just let's have a moment. A moment in a tight squeeze. A moment no one can take away from you. And a moment that I'll cherish forever and ever. As a moment just you and I share. I love you, kitty. Beyond what any of those words have ever meant. I'm so glad we found each other. That we can enjoy the company of one another and properly face the tough days together. Oh, kitty. You mean everything to me. And you always will. And I'll see that day in the future with a smile. When you accept yourself. When you forgive yourself. When together we can both be happy. We can live together and change the world. One little cuddle at a time. How's that sound? I thought you might like that. I'm real confident in my cheering up capacity, even without my fancy words or anything. Just being able to hope for a smile is enough for me. And I'll never give up on that smile, got it? I'll fight for you. Even when you feel like you can't anymore. I'll wipe away all of your tears and replace them with warmth and love. Now come here. Let's have